In this tutorial, I'm going to show you 5 powerful use cases of Google's NotebookLM that will supercharge your learning, transform your study habits, and help you ace your exams. And by the way, did you know that Walter Isaacson used Google's NotebookLM to research his book about Marie Curie by analyzing all of her journals?
What NotebookLM does is basically, as you suggested this, instead of just chatting with an open-ended model based on the kind of general knowledge of the model, you give NotebookLM a set of documents that are important to you. So in my case, it might be documents for a book that I'm working on, or it could be your work documents or personal documents, whatever it is. And at that point, once you've uploaded them, it's almost as if the model becomes an expert in the work that you've given it to see, and it reduces hallucinations dramatically. And it makes it much more personalized, right? It's able to talk about the information that you care about, not just kind of general information of the world.
All right, so let's get started. First, go to notebooklm.google and create an account. If you have a Google account already, you can just log in. NotebookLM is a personalized AI research assistant which is powered by Google's most capable AI model, Gemini 1.5 Pro. At the moment, NotebookLM is free. Gemini 1.5 Pro has a context window of about 1 million tokens, which translates roughly to 700,000 words, or is the equivalent of 8 standard English novels. It has about 99% accuracy in finding embedded text within its context window. When you upload documents, NotebookLM will answer questions by pulling information directly from those sources, making it far more reliable and trustworthy. One of my favorite features of NotebookLM is that it provides inline citations, which allow you to quickly double-check the source material. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is create a new notebook and upload your source materials. Simply click on the plus sign and create a new notebook. And you're ready to upload the relevant course materials. You can upload lecture notes, textbook chapters, even Google Slides, websites, PDFs, and so on. For this tutorial, I'm going to use an example from one of my own courses where we discussed learning from failure. In this section of the course, we talk about why failure is an inevitable part of the learning process, especially in entrepreneurship where individuals often navigate uncertain and novel situations. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a PDF of an article that I asked my students to read. And this article is called Strategies for Learning from Failure, and it comes from the Harvard Business Review. I also asked my students to watch a video on YouTube called Anti-Fragility, How to Use Suffering to Get Stronger. You can't link YouTube videos yet, but you can copy and paste the transcript and then upload it as a note. Finally, I'm going to link an article from a website from The Hustle called 100 Days of Rejection. You can directly link websites just like I'm doing here. After you upload all of your sources, you're ready to interact with the material. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use NotebookLM to quickly summarize the source material, make connections between different sources, and also explain difficult concepts. For example, you can click on specific source and NotebookLM will automatically generate a summary of the source. Of course, you can also ask for a more detailed summary in the chat. Studies suggest that one of the best ways to learn new concepts is to think of analogies and real-world examples. So let's try this. One of the concepts that we cover in this section of the course is anti-fragility. Students often get confused between the concepts of anti-fragility and resilience. So what I'm going to do is ask NotebookLM to explain the concept using the Feynman technique, which is asking the AI to explain the concept as if it is teaching it to a child or someone with no background in the field. I'm also going to request NotebookLM to give me some analogies to illustrate the idea and some real-world examples so I can understand it better. And here you go. This is very helpful. A great way to prepare for lectures and learn concepts is to test yourself using multiple choice quizzes. Studies suggest that low-stake weekly quizzes significantly increase academic performance. So let's create one. Open your course notebook, select the relevant source materials. In this case, I'll select all sources. Ask NotebookLM to create quiz questions. For example, I'm going to use this prompt. Generate a 10-question multiple choice quiz based on the selected reading materials and include correct answers at the end. You can request a mix of multiple choice, short answer, and essay questions, and then you can use the generated quiz for self-assessment. Alright, here's a bonus tip. If you have access to Claude, you can use its artifacts feature to create an interactive quiz. Create a test bank of questions based on the readings, maybe 10-20 questions. Then create an interactive quiz using Claude's artifacts feature to test your knowledge. You can use the prompt that I'm including in the description below. You may have to iterate a couple of times to get it just how you like it. The newest audio feature of NotebookLM allows you to create podcasts based on the source material. This feature turns your slides, documents, charts, and other materials into engaging discussions with just one click. It's surprisingly fun. You have two AI hosts that summarize the material, make connections between the topics, and even poke fun at each other. Let's see how it works. Open a course notebook, select the topics you want to cover, open Notebook Guide, navigate to the new audio overview feature, and click Generate. In a few minutes, you'll have a podcast that you can download, add to your playlist, and listen while walking, running, or working out at the gym. Here is an example of a podcast the AI generated from the reading materials in this section.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive into something a little different today?
Always up for a good deep dive. What are we tackling?
Well, we both know you're all about growth, right? Pushing boundaries, becoming better versions of yourselves. And guess what? Unlocking that growth often means getting cozy with two things we usually try to avoid at all costs.
Let me guess. Fear and failure.
Bingo! We've got this stack of articles and excerpts here, and they're basically our roadmap to reframing how we see failure.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
So how do we turn this thing we usually dread into a tool for actually getting what we want?
I'm glad you asked. Let's start with a story.
I often give my students numerous readings for each section of the course: articles, YouTube videos, websites, and so on. NotebookLM allows you to quickly create study guides to help you prepare for lectures. And here's how to do it. It's very simple. Click on Notebook Guide, then select Study Guide, and NotebookLM will generate study guide based on all selected sources. The study guide will include short answer and essay questions with answers and glossary terms at the end. You can also generate a timeline with key events and cast of characters that appear in the sources, frequently asked questions, and quick summary of the sources. And here's a bonus tip. If you have access to Claude, you can create an interactive matching game with Claude that makes studying more engaging and fun. You can also share the game with your classmates so they can test their knowledge too. First, create a list of 10-20 terms and their corresponding definitions. Make sure that each term has a clear, concise definition. You can do this by using the prompt that I'm leaving in the description below. Finally, you can use NotebookLM to help you prepare for essay questions for your exams. The first thing you should do is identify potential essay topics. Then you can pick one of the topics and ask NotebookLM to outline key points for each topic. Then you can request relevant examples and supporting evidence and use the generated outline to practice writing essays. You can even ask for feedback on your practice essay. Overall, you can do all of these things in ChatGPT or Claude, and there are some advantages to doing it there. At the moment, ChatGPT and Claude have much better reasoning abilities and may produce much better answers, which can be critical in some contexts, such as research projects. However, NotebookLM is free, at least for the moment, and I really like some of its features. For example, when you ask a question, NotebookLM pulls the information directly from the source materials you've uploaded. The interface is very intuitive, and with a click you can see exactly where the information is coming from and then understand a bit more about the context. But what really sets it apart from other AI tools such as ChatGPT is the ability to build your own knowledge base and stay organized. You can create notebooks for different projects, courses, or chapters, making it easy to organize and access information over time. It's like having a smart, searchable library of all of your important documents. Of course, NotebookLM has limitations. While it can be powerful study aid, it's important to use it as a supplement to active learning and engagement with course materials. Like other large language models, NotebookLM is also prone to hallucinations. It can produce inconsistent answers and exhibit bias. So make sure you verify important information. And that's NotebookLM. I hope you enjoyed this video and found the use cases helpful. If you do, please let me know in the comments. Good luck on your next exam and research project.